Hey, hi, Nicki Bowman. I'm the Non-Executive Director of Blackthorn Resources, Chair of Audit Committee, and also Deputy Chairman of Football South Coast. It's a kind of a two-step transition. The first thing I did was I was sponsored into an executive role in the organisation. So in other words, out of my legal role into an executive role, which gave me exposure to management at a senior level, strategy formulation and development and execution, and also very much to working as an integral part of a team running a total business. And that, I think, was a real benefit to me in being able to present myself as a viable candidate for board. It was thrust upon me a little bit, probably an unusual situation where the offer was made to me before I saw it as an immediate career objective. It was something that I had in my mind as something that I would perhaps do as the next phase of my career after I'd spent some more time in executive roles. But at the time it was presented to me, I think the opportunity was just too good to pass up. So I think certainly from a legal perspective, you learn how to interrogate situations. You do, I think if you're doing your job well as a lawyer, you're able to break down issues into parts and be able to express things quite logically and come to a point of conclusion. I think that's really important, and that's what boards have to do. Boards eventually have to get to the point where they make a decision, and they need to also be able to understand and articulate the different parts of an argument. And I think that's really the strongest bit of what my legal background has brought. It's also quite important when you're brought onto a board as someone with a legal background that you have an appreciation, obviously, of governance and compliance. That's often the reason you're asked to join the board, is to bring those skills to bear. But I think it's not anywhere near as useful if you don't also have strategic skills. I think that the key for me was to find a sponsor. I think when you're trying to make a really significant career transition, it's often not the case that you're the obvious candidate for a role. So I think take an interest, if you're working in-house in particular, take an interest in how the business operates. Express that interest to as many people as you can. See if you can get involved if you're in a large organisation in particular and you're in a legal function. See how involved you can get in some of their subsidiary companies, perhaps ask to join the boards of those subsidiary companies by way of introduction, and really enhance your legal and compliance skill set with a strategic skill set. Ideally, if you can, even by moving out of legal and into an executive sort of role. But I do think that what legal affords is an opportunity, particularly in non-traditional areas. So I sit on the board of a mining company. Most mining companies are overwhelmingly dominated by men because that's who goes into engineering and construction and all those related professions at a young age. So there aren't many women in those industries. The women who are there do tend to be in the legal or accounting or perhaps HR areas. So it is a really good way in to formulate a board career in those non-traditional industries. Look, it really came to me. I put my hand up for every development program. The company I worked for had some really excellent internal development programs. I put my hand up for every one of those that I could. I told everybody who would listen that I was interested in getting out of pure legal activity and into more business-related activity, and through that came to the attention of a particular senior executive, and was able to demonstrate to him that I did have a broader reach, and had a career planning conversation with him, and it went from there. He then came and sought me out about 3 months later and said, "We've found an opportunity for you, are you up for it?" And I think then the key is you really just have to back yourself and go for it.